Flu rates in Butte County soar to the highest level of 3 years. Why this year's variant is causing concern. Plus, students stand up for keeping their safe grad night despite the rain this morning. And a breakthrough in a long-standing case. Dolores Sakamoto's remains have been identified.
Covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now. Coverage you can count on.
We begin with breaking news. The Redding Police Department pulled a body from the Sacramento River today, and we're learning that the police believe it is the body of the man who went missing after a police pursuit Saturday. They say they found the body of Alec Abrams at about 10:20 a.m. near the Park Marina boat ramp. We'll continue to follow this story and keep you updated online and on air. The Butte County Board of Supervisors has a plan to spend nearly $500,000 in disaster recovery funding to make the community safer. Action News Now reporter Emilio Del Carpio joins us now and is bringing us a closer look. And Emilio, these funds were provided really as a result of the Camp Fire.
Yeah, that's right, Alan. These funds, $494,060 to be exact, were awarded to Butte County in 2024 in the wake of the Camp Fire. The money is set to go toward creating a plan for roadside fuel reduction, which in simple terms means crews clearing out dry brush, grass, and other flammable materials along roadways to help slow the spread of wildfire and create safer evacuation routes. The planning process will take a close look at which areas to focus on. Officials will review right-of-way records in high-priority areas, evaluate how vegetation is currently being managed, and determine what approaches make the most sense for local conditions. From there, they'll build out a county-wide fuel reduction plan, including how to phase the work and how to pay for it long-term.
The plan will look at standard project distances of 100, 300, and 500 feet, ideally creating near shovel-ready projects for local agencies to submit for grant funding for implementation.
Back in September of 2025, the county put out a request for proposals to develop the plan and received 10 submissions from firms across the country. After a competitive review, Sacramento-based Ascent was selected. Staff recommended approving a contract with the firm running through November 2027, not to exceed $275,831. During the meeting, Supervisor Doug Teeter suggested using the remaining money to hire a surveyor, someone who could identify key right-of-way areas across the county and help maintain them. That idea is now moving forward, but final approval will rest with the state.
So, Amelia, Butte County leaders are also looking for why fire truck costs have more than doubled in recent years. So, was this something that they discussed today?
It was not discussed publicly at the meeting. The supervisors Connolly and Kimmelshoe told me that this is a nationwide concern where local governments are trying to figure out whether several major fire truck manufacturers work together to limit supply and drive up prices instead of competing against each other. The board supervisors told me they are working on getting relief for the new costs.
Very interesting. All right, thanks, Amelia, for that report. Well, here is some video taken earlier today in Oroville. Obviously, rain in the gutter. Now, there's roadways as well, so we got a pretty decent amount today, and Chief Meteorologist Howie Gordon is tracking those conditions. How are we looking at this hour, Howie?
Yeah, our heaviest rain was last night and snow last night, Alan. We're starting to see things wind down, especially in the mountains where the winter weather advisories were allowed to expire. Snow not nearly as heavy and consistent as it was several hours ago. And the rain, for that matter, a few heavier areas near Red Bluff. But other than that, rain starting to dwindle down as well. So things I'm calling this round two. We had round one several days ago. This is round two. Then round three starts up next week, and 3 rounds in about a week. We are really at the end of the line for the most part of round two. We are still seeing some consistent rain, but again, the energies are weakening. Everything's going away. Here we are sitting right now, low to mid 50s in the valley, 40s in the mountains, and the winds that were strong, those are coming down a bit, but we will have more showers headed our way, Alan, and we're going to talk all about that in a few minutes.
Thanks, Howie. The Anderson Union High School District Board of Trustees is set to vote on whether to rehire former West Valley head coach Greg Grandel. Action News Now reporter Jesse Angelo is in Anderson at that meeting and has the details.
The Anderson Union High School District Board of Trustees could be rehiring Greg Grandel, former high school football coach for West Valley. Grandel held that position from 1993 until 2020. A year after his departure, he faced a lawsuit accusing him of assault, harassment, and bullying of students on his team. That vote is going to be taking place here at the board meeting. It's on the consent calendar, so it may get voted on without any discussion. We did reach out to both the school board and Grandel for comment, but have yet to receive a response. In Anderson, Jesse Angelo, Action News Now.
We will have the results of the board's decision tonight on Action News Now at 11. New tonight, the Paradise Town Council has approved a corrective action plan in response to the independent audit of its building division. The plan comes in response to an audit in November of last year that identified deficiencies in training, oversight, and documentation in the post-campfire rebuilding period. Paradise Mayor Steve Crowder says this new plan will provide a structured and transparent response to fix shortfalls in the building division. Implementation will begin immediately. Butte County's flu season is intensifying. Butte County Public Health says flu rates hit 14.5% in early February, the highest level in Butte County in the past 3 years. Hospitalizations exceeded 2.5%, more than double a typical flu season.
It's just a bad flu variant this year. We have this special H3N2 that's a little bit trickier in that it is able to invade that vaccine immune response better than other flu variants. Now, the other factor I think that's driving it is just less people are getting vaccinated, and that's a huge part of it. Less people are getting the flu shot for whatever reasons. Maybe they never have gotten the flu shot and they kind of disagree with the flu shot.
Now, he also urges people to get tested and vaccinated and recommends washing hands with soap and water for 20 seconds at least and avoid close contact with sick people, cleaning surfaces and avoiding touching your face. 3 people have died from flu-related complications this season in Butte County, and the department recently learned of another possible flu death. 2 of the deaths were people in their 50s and 1 was in their 70s. New at 6, state lawmakers are taking the next step to address toxic smoke damage from wildfires. Insurance Commissioner Ricardo Lara and Assembly Member Mike Gibson unveiled AB 1795, the Smoke Damage Recovery Act. Right now, there are no state or national rules for testing or cleaning homes contaminated by wildfire smoke. The bill would create science-based standards for inspection, testing, and restoration, and require insurers to follow uniform claims practices. A state task force will release recommendations in March, which could shape final changes as the bill moves through the legislature. Sutter County is holding a meeting to shed light on what's next for growers impacted by the bankruptcy of Monte Foods. Supervisors are bringing together stakeholders and other government entities to address concerns and possible paths forward. We told you earlier this week that Pacific Coast Producers announced that it is purchasing Del Monte and says it plans to maximize its assets. The meeting will be held Friday at 3 p.m. at the Veterans Center in Yuba City. Well, new tonight, a semi-truck crashed into the iconic Totem pole in Weed. Weed police officers were dispatched to Ray's Food Place about 11:15 last night and found the pole knocked over. The Totem pole has stood as a landmark in that city since it was founded in 1962. We're working to learn the extent of the damage. New developments in efforts to bring back Oroville's High School's senior Safe Grad Night. We told you last month when the event was canceled by the PTSA due to a lack of volunteers and student involvement. Today, students walked out of class to speak out after the most recent PTSA meeting ended without students being able to ask questions. Action News Now reporter Bea Barbosa was there for the demonstration this morning and shows us what students had to say.
What about all the kids that come after us? Are you going to disregard their safety too?
Dozens of students braved the rain this morning, walking out of class to speak out against the decision to cancel Safe Grad Night.
They've completely given up on us.
This comes after the most recent PTSA meeting on Monday. Students and parents say they came to show support for Safe Grad Night, saying they were willing to help plan the event.
I think they've already had their mind made up before the meeting, so they still said that they're going to go forward with not sponsoring it. So us as parents are still planning on doing what we can to make sure it happens.
Students tell me that if others won't stand up to save Safe Grad Night, they will.
Clearly, there's been a bunch of issues going on with our Safe Grad Night. I want our voices to be heard. They deserve to be heard.
I reached out to the PTSA about whether today's show of support changes anything. They responded with a statement that reads in part, quote, "While there seems to be an outpouring of support now, the response for helping did not arrive in time to influence the outcome, and we have already moved forward." Students tell me they're now hoping for help from the community to put on the event. In Oroville, Bea Barbosa, Action News Now.
Some parents are working to get support from local businesses to put on the event. The Shasta County Sheriff's Office has confirmed that Dolores Sakamoto is the woman who was found dead in Shasta County in March of last year. We've been reporting on this story now since the disappearance of Sakamoto and her daughter. We told you in July of 2024 when Dolores and Vivian Luna were first reported missing. In March of 2025, a vehicle associated with the Butte County missing persons investigation was discovered in a remote part of northeastern Shasta County. Search and rescue teams located human remains nearby. Attempts to identify the remains at the time through rapid DNA testing were unsuccessful, but have now confirmed that they were the remains of Dolores Sakamoto. Rain and snow are hitting the Sierra, delivering much-needed relief to ski resorts. Plus, could California be holding your money with over $15 billion unclaimed? Find out how a simple search might reunite you with forgotten funds.